With rants and raves, you'll be okay. And today is your lucky day. It is rants and raves with Gary K.
Hey everyone, this is Gary K, and we are doing another pre-InfoComm edition of my Rants and Raves video cast. And we've been talking about all the brands that you need to make sure you stop and see when you head over to the InfoComm show. And if you're not at InfoComm, of course, you can follow the videos we'll be doing live and on also pre-recorded videos at the show, on the show floor. But today I'm joined with Lenovo, and Lenovo's had a big impact on our market in a very short period of time. Chris Manthan with the Lenovo is the Director of Portfolio Product Management in the Smart Collaboration Group of Lenovo. Chris, welcome to my Rants and Raves today.
Gary, thanks for having me today. Really appreciate it. I'm very excited to share what Lenovo's been doing.
Well, you know, you have a lot of products, but I first want to focus on the newest and one of the products that's going to receive a lot of attention at InfoComm, the ThinkSmart View Plus. What is that?
ThinkSmart View Plus is a personal collaboration device. So, we had a lot of customers that, they've got their meeting rooms kind of planned out, their standards, but these smaller spaces, the phone booths or the real tiny huddle rooms, the 1 or 2 person spaces, they didn't have a solution for. So we really sat down and talked to customers about what they needed. This is a all-in-one collaboration display. It includes a 27-inch touch display monitor, a 4K camera, stereo speaker bar with a 4-mic array, all based on a Qualcomm Android architecture and running Microsoft Teams display software.
It's really impressive. I mean, you could see that it's big enough to use in a huddle space, it's small enough to use at home, or in one of these little phone booth applications. And I'm, before we get into the other products, I'm kind of curious, Lenovo does a lot of stuff. I mean, y'all, I've even been to the Lenovo headquarters here it's right down the road from our office, actually, in the RTP. Why collaboration? I mean, it makes sense because you have the compute devices, but why all the other stuff? I was really kind of surprised when Lenovo entered the space.
I think it's really the wave of change in the, if you look about collaboration from 10 or 15 years ago, it was a very proprietary, very expensive solutions that were point to point, same technology, one vendor. And as that's changed over the last 10 years, definitely the last 5, when things have become standards-based, IP-based, and the costs have come down from $100,000 per room to well under $10,000 a room, and standardized on PC technology, it was a natural fit for Lenovo. It's also, we look at our customers. Oh, go ahead.
No, I mean, I guess that does make sense because the same enterprise customers you're selling all the other stuff to are needing meeting room. And I'm, in this particular case, this one is amazing, but also surprised me. I want to go back and show that 360 video because it is a product that has a very specific niche in collaboration. Obviously that niche is going to continue to grow. Like me, I work from home a lot. I could see myself using this from home. By the way, talking about the product, what do you see as the primary locations? You mentioned huddle spaces. We've talked about the home and those little phone booth spaces. Where do you see the sweet spot for this?
So I think you hit many of them. So the first one is personal. Whether it's a home office or an office, in a workplace, it's your dedicated monitor and communication device. Then you start getting into shared spaces. So phone booths are a major one. Those huddle rooms for 1 or 2 or 3 people are perfect. But it's also, Microsoft is pushing Teams display and hot desking where you say, hey, every open landscape desk has one of these. It then can be reserved as my space when I come to the office and used as that. We also have virtual reception where you can put this in a lobby. You walk in and you can interact with this screen as a virtual reception. So there's lots of spaces, both in the enterprise and at home, where this device can be used.
So before I ask you about some of the other products, can that be used as a second monitor or as a second display for a laptop as well? Or is it just a standalone UC device?
Absolutely can. It's got interest. It's got 3 modes, and I'll talk about them briefly. You can have Teams display mode where it's running a Teams meeting. Okay. And it's the monitor, the microphone, the speaker, the camera are all dedicated Teams display. You can also have your laptop connected with a USB-C or DP cable, and you can share content into that meeting. When you're not in a meeting, there's a little button on the bottom of it, and it turns into peripheral mode. and this becomes a peripheral of your laptop. So you can use the
extended
camera,
desktop. Yeah.
you can use the speaker, you can use the microphone, and you can use the display off your laptop. And then one other thing, you can daisy chain another monitor in. So you can have a desk with your laptop, the ThinkSmart View Plus 27-inch display, and a standard 27-inch monitor, all connected together and shared. The most interesting thing about that is a lot of customers are looking for a bring your own meeting option. Hey, we're a Teams customer, but sometimes we have a Zoom meeting or a GoTo meeting or a WebEx meeting. Well, in peripheral mode, I can bring my laptop into a huddle room, connect it up to the View Plus, and now run a WebEx meeting off my laptop, but using the full 27-inch monitor, the 4K camera, and the stereo speaker bar for really good quality meeting.
Yeah, it's going to be a very popular product. You're going to be showing this in booth 3661 at InfoComm. But I want to talk about 3 other quick products because obviously they're going to get some attention. For those that don't know, the ThinkSmart Core, Hub, and One. Let's talk about one at a time. The Core, that's an interesting product bundle.
Yeah, so many of the traditional meeting spaces were cobbled together, a desktop PC, an audio bar, and a camera and a controller. And the experience was really subpar a few years ago. We designed the Core product to be the optimal solution for all meeting spaces because we have a dedicated compute module, the Core compute module, that's purpose-built for collaboration. We have a dedicated touch panel controller. And by the way, we now offer 2, a USB-C version and an IP version. So you choose how you want to run the wires through your room. And then we have a dedicated bar, the ThinkSmart bar audio component, and the ThinkSmart Cam video component. You can place them in any size room. You can place them anywhere in the room, and you have a very flexible architecture. We have a version for Microsoft Teams and for Zoom.
Yeah, and part of that, you have a touch controller. Let's talk about the hub. What exactly is the ThinkSmart Hub? So
the ThinkSmart Hub is basically, we started this business on the ThinkSmart Hub 500, the predecessor. We replaced it with the Hub Gen 2. This is an all-in-one center-of-table collaboration device. So it includes the compute, it includes the audio, so it's got 4 speakers and 4 microphones, and it includes the touch controller. We found that there are lots of customers that are used to a center-of-table audio experience because for dozens of years we've had speakerphones. They like that experience. They're comfortable with that. This is a perfect replacement for a speakerphone. Gives you everything you need to have a full collaboration experience. You connect it up to a front of room monitor and a front of room camera, and you have a full room experience in all-in-one device, affordable, easy to install, and has that common, comfortable experience.
Well, I think one of the most popular products that people may not know about that I think is going to be one of the most popular products is one that you call One, because it is quite a unique speaker bar configuration.
Yep. So as you know, in the industry, the last 18 months, 2 years, the biggest growth in this space have been the bar form factor devices. These are an all-in-one. It's an audio and video bar. It mounts underneath the monitor. They've taken off. Almost all the competitors, I think every competitor on the market has gone with an Android Qualcomm architecture in the bar form factor. We talked to our customers and said, what's more important to you? Is it the technology based or is it the form factor? And they said, it's really the form factor because it's easy, it's inexpensive to hang it under a monitor, very less wiring. It's comfortable for us to do that. But they like the quality and the reliability and the dependability of a Windows architecture. So we took our Windows Intel-based architecture product, the same that's in the Hub and the same that's in the Core. We built it into the ThinkSmart One. It's an all-in-one bar form factor. So it includes the compute. It is the camera. It has a microphone array and stereo speakers all mounted under the monitor. Very important for our IT customers. It's the same touch controller in the Core and in the One. It's the same motherboard in the Core and the One. It's the same camera. All 3 of the Core, the Hub, and the One all use Intel vPro technology. They all use a Windows IoT technology. So from an IT perspective, it's really easy to manage these devices because once
I was going to ask you about that. Like, do you have a software suite to manage these when you're putting in hundreds of these in a facility?
Yes, we do. So ThinkSmart Manager is a software platform that we've invested in heavily since the beginning of our this business unit, because we recognize that managing these devices is challenging.
Yeah.
And customers may have management tools for a PC, but they don't for collaboration. So ThinkSmart Manager allows a remote IT person anywhere in the world to check on, is a camera connected? Is the device performing? What are the drivers? All that information about their rooms. I say this all the time. If a PC goes down, one employee is impacted. And most
Yeah.
companies have a loaner pool. If a conference room goes down,
Yeah.
hundreds of employees are impacted. Anybody who scheduled a room that day or that week, anybody remote who's supposed to have a meeting in that room, it really impacts a lot of people. So meeting rooms tend to be more mission critical than an individual PC. And that's why we have ThinkSmart Manager software to really help customers support those devices in those rooms.
Well, again, you'll be in you'll be in booth 3661. If you're watching this right now, all these products we've talked about are linked in the description below. But if you want to go directly to the Lenovo website, go to lenovo.com, click on the smart devices link, and you'll find all of this. Chris, thank you very much for joining me. I really appreciate you doing this review. Definitely add Lenovo onto your booth tour for the InfoComm show and check out all these new products. Chris, I'll see you next week at InfoComm.
I'll see you then, Gary. Thank you very much. Thanks, everybody.
And everyone, thanks for watching. All of our InfoComm coverage is at ravepubs.com/InfoComm.